All right, Algebra 1. Moving on to Lesson 3.2. We are transforming equations using multiplication and division. This is the heart of algebra right here. If A, B, and C are real numbers and A is equal to B, then the multiplication property of equality says, remember A was equal to B, that you can multiply C to each side. And again, remember that multiplication is commutative. The division property of equality says if A is equal to B, you can divide C on each side. What you do to one side, you could do to the other without changing the value. So let's look at example 1. This is saying 8 times x. So when a number is right next to a variable, that is just saying 8 times x is equal to negative 736. Since it's being multiplied, we are going to divide each side through by 8. And notice that 8 over 8 is equal to 1, or just 1x, or x. Negative 736 divided by 8 is negative 92. Okay, you might have to take the time to divide, and that is okay. So let's check it. 8 times negative 92. Is that equal to negative 736? Well, negative 92 times 8, 16, 72, 73, and it's a negative. So yes, it is. So we checked it, but our answer is x is equal to negative 92. Moving on. 1/5 times r is equal to 6. Remember, when I divide by a fraction, I multiply by the reciprocal. What I do to one side, I do to the other, which makes sense because notice these 5's cancel out, the 1's cancel out, and all I have left over on this left side is r. 6 times 5 is 30. So r is equal to 30. Always want to check. 1/5 times, instead of putting an r, we're going to put in the number 30. And notice that 5 goes into 30 6 times. So r is equal to 30. For number 3, a is being divided by 2. The opposite of division is multiplication. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These cancel out to just give me an a. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. You got to know your integers. See how it's cumulative? It keeps building and building. So we are going to check. Instead of putting in a, I'm putting in negative 10. Is negative 10 divided by 2 equal to negative 5? Yes, it is. So a is equal to negative 10. Sometimes we get a little thrown off here. Remember, when I divide by a fraction, I multiply by the reciprocal. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These cancel all out to just give us x. And I'm going to go ahead, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 3, and I'm multiplying that by 3 over 2. So when I reduce here, I get 13 over 2, and I would just leave my answer like that. X is equal to 13 over 2. Don't forget, we have to check. I'm going to check the original. 2/3 times 13 over 2 is equal to 13 over 3, because remember this was 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 3. These cancel out. Is 13 over 3 equal to 13 over 3? Yes, that one checked through. So x is equal to 13 over 2. Wow, that's very similar. All right, last question. 6 times x is equal to 222. When I divide each side through by 6, x is equal to 37. That is our answer. And we do want to check, is 6 times 37 222? Well, I don't know. I'm going to check that right here. 37 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 4 is 22. So yes, those work. So my point is, remember the answer is x equals 37, but we always want to check our work to make sure we get it correct.